Prince William is reportedly formulating a plan to finally strip Prince Harry and Meghan Markle of their HRH titles.
Breaking right now, new calls for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle to have their titles stripped.
Prince William to go to war with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
That is the future for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
Meghan Markle, she makes everything awkward.
You keep saying Meghan Markle, you know I'm Sussex now.
Not for long.
The palace is done playing games, and now Harry is scrambling to get back to the UK to try and save the Sussexes' titles. But it might be far too late because the palace isn't playing phone tag anymore. They're writing obituaries, not for people, for titles, for legacies, for every last trace of the brand formerly known as royal.
Prince William will strip Prince Andrew along with all other non-working royals of their HRHs and princely titles when he ascends to the throne.
And make no mistake, this isn't just another family fight. This is an institutional purge, scripted by the same man who once smiled through scandals, but now moves like a CEO on Judgment Day.
Meghan and Harry will see their dukedoms and HRHs formally revoked by Prince William.
Prince William is no longer the mild-mannered heir trying to keep everyone happy. The word inside Kensington, surgical strike. The goal, one clean cut, no appeals, no rebranding in Montecito.
Prince William plans to flex his muscles and wipe his wayward brother Prince Harry and his power-hungry wife Meghan from the history book.
Harry's racing across oceans, clutching at what's left of his family's crest like it's a golden life jacket. But the lifeboat's already sinking, and William's the one punching holes in the bottom. The palace isn't whispering anymore. They're sharpening pens, one act of parliament, one new letters patent, and the Sussex dream, that glossy California fairy tale built on borrowed crowns, vanishes like royal perfume in LA smog.
It won't just be, I'm ignoring this. It will be, your titles are stripped, you are gone, you are banished. He doesn't even want Harry at his coronation.
And baby, you can practically hear the champagne corks popping in certain royal corridors, because the one thing this family loves more than a coronation, a cleansing.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are going to have no role when Prince William becomes king.
But this wasn't spontaneous revenge. It was premeditated, and the truth behind it is way darker than anyone's letting on. Because this isn't just William protecting the crown, it's William getting even.
As pressure grows on the UK Parliament, King Charles and Prince William to take action on all the wayward royals.
Let's rewind the scandal clock for a second. The palace likes to pretend its walls are marble, strong, silent, and uncrackable. But behind those portraits and polite smiles, it's a full-blown battlefield of egos wrapped in silk. William's transformation didn't happen overnight. This is a man who spent years biting his tongue while watching his family drag through global mud by two self-made weirdos with Netflix budgets.
Harry and Meghan set out to do deliberate damage. I call them saboteurs. I actually would go as far to say that Harry is a traitor because he betrayed his country. He betrayed one of the leading institutions of his country that is so synonymous, Dan, with the identity of Britain and really displays Britain at its best. The monarchy. He disgraced the monarchy, Dan. He disgraced his family. Absolutely, Harry and Meghan are far more dangerous.
The privacy advocates who somehow had time for Oprah, podcasts, documentaries, memoirs, and designer photo shoots featuring every flower except humility. Meanwhile, King Charles, sweet, sickly, sentimental Charles, thought diplomacy would heal the wound. Bless his naive little heart. He thought that maybe, just maybe, love could outlast betrayal. That one royalty in Clarence House could fix what years of televised trauma and brand exploitation had detonated.
I just think William has got this right, and I think Charles is being very naive in terms of his handling of this.
But you can't reconcile with people who trademarked your title, and that's exactly what William realized. So when Charles hesitated, William didn't. He built a war room, a brand deck, and a plan.
There's a war room apparently in England where they're trying to figure out what to do. There's a war room.
I think I tuned
The
out.
Royals.
The
The
Royal
Royals
War Room.
They're about to go to war.
Hardly a secret that the palace has already conducted secret meetings with members of the government to discuss putting the plan into action.
Call it the Monarchy Modernization Initiative. Translation, everyone who's not an asset gets cut. This wasn't about the crown jewels, it was about the crown's reputation. Because while the Sussexes were busy turning the monarchy into a media punchline, William was counting the cost. Every speech mocked, every headline hijacked, every Commonwealth leader side-eyeing Buckingham like it was a colonial Colonial Museum on life support. The math was too simple. If one disgraced royal loses his titles, the precedent is set. And once that door's open, Harry and Meghan walk right through it, straight into oblivion.
Into oblivion, Meghan.
But the coldest part? William planned to let his father take the heat. He's not stupid. He knows how the public works. Let Dad look compassionate but conflicted. Let Parliament look like the bad guy. And let William walk away as the future king who restored dignity. That's the royal way. Wash your hands while someone else does the dishes. And just when you think that's savage enough, trust me, this man had an entire Act 2 lined up. You want to talk ruthless?
William is prepared to be ruthless, right? And he will be ruthless when he's king.
Let's talk Prince Andrew, the royal family's favorite cautionary tale. William's using Andrew the way a surgeon uses anesthesia. Quick, quiet, and purely procedural. Because Andrew's disgrace isn't just scandal, it's leverage. Public disgust created the perfect political storm, the kind that justifies rewriting royal rules without a single protest. All the palace needed was a scapegoat with a bad enough resume, and Andrew came prepackaged with decades of PR disaster. So William's team pitched the idea. Why not make an example? Strip him, shame him, show the world that the monarchy holds even its own accountable. And in the shadow of that performance, slip in a few necessary reforms, just little things, like redefining who qualifies as royal in the first place.
Recent royal moves, the royal family is turning a new leaf. Reports are coming in that Prince William has had enough. Although he's not king yet, we are seeing some moves that show what his rule will tolerate. And Prince Andrew is now the first example of that. He has been forced to give up his titles.
That's what's so poetic about this plan. It's not just punishment, it's branding. Because William's not fighting Harry and Meghan with emotion anymore. He's fighting them with mechanics. Andrew is the prototype. The Sussexes are the rollout. And when it's done, the only titles they'll have left are Influencer and X. The best part, they'll still have to explain to every camera why the palace they trashed for years no longer recognizes their existence. Talk about poetic justice. But the real kicker? Even Charles couldn't stop it if he wanted to. He's too weak, politically, emotionally, and physically. And that's exactly how William wants it, because every monarchy needs a villain, and William's found his villains. 2 of them, actually.
But you know what? I'm all about it. I'm ready for some courage, some strength, and some stability in the monarchy.
But this next part, this is where the gloves come off. There's a specific moment, a single humiliating image that changed everything. Balmoral, August 2023. The family gathering that was supposed to symbolize unity after the Queen's passing turned into the final straw for the heir. William, the future king, the man being groomed to lead a nation, was ordered, not asked, but ordered to drive Prince Andrew to church. The disgraced uncle sitting smug in the passenger seat while the heir clenched his jaw so tight it could have cracked glass. That photo went viral in 10 minutes. William drives Andrew to church. 4 words that screamed weakness, hypocrisy, and humiliation. Everything William swore he'd never represent. And that was it. The mask cracked. The PR prince died. In his place was something colder, sharper. A man who finally understood that being the nice one doesn't keep a 1,000-year-old dynasty alive. Fear does. So he drew the line. No more compromises, no more half measures, no more letting empathy become ammunition. He would rather be hated than humiliated again. And the next time the monarchy took a hit, he promised himself it wouldn't be his face driving the getaway car. You can call it heartless. He calls it survival. He watched his grandmother pass heartbroken, his father weakened by illness, his brother monetize their grief, and his sister-in-law, the next queen, stalked by the same paparazzi Meghan pretends to hate. So yeah, he's done being polite. You can't reform an empire with apologies. You do it with policy.
Prince William's idea to get this all done, at once really shows the resolve that he's putting his money where his mouth is.
That's when he brought in his inner circle, the young digital assassins of Kensington Palace. People who speak fluent algorithm. People who know how to weaponize silence. They stopped leaking. They stopped defending. They started calculating. And what they calculated was simple. Harry and Meghan were not just ex-royals. They were competitors. A rival brand feeding off the monarchy's oxygen. And like any good businessman, William understood. You don't argue with competitors. You buy them out or you shut them down.
Really not so much that he said they are not going to have roles. He's just not mentioning them at all.
And it's well-deserved on all sides.
So he chose the latter. And with one move, the Andrew precedent, he built the trap. Let Parliament play hero. Let the public demand accountability. And when the law is rewritten, when the ink dries, when the titles are gone, William can step forward with clean hands and say, we didn't exile them. We just followed procedure. Savage. Yes. Strategic. Even more. And now, as Harry books his emergency flight back to London, trying to plead his case to a dying father and a brother who stopped listening, the stage is set for the final act. Because this isn't a reconciliation story anymore. This is vanishing with better lighting.
Don't just deal with Prince Andrew. You've got to do them all. in one fell swoop.
You could feel the panic radiating from California before the jet even touched Heathrow. Suddenly, every private citizen's press statement got a frantic rewrite. Every PR intern in Montecito was told to craft empathy, but make it sparkle. Because let's be real, without the royal label, the whole Sussex brand collapses faster than one of Meghan's podcast sponsors. The Duchess aesthetic, gone. The Prince mystique, deleted. All that's left is a pair of influencers who overplayed the pity card. Sources claim Meghan's been pacing marble floors like she's rehearsing closing arguments. Those titles are my children's birthright, she supposedly snapped. Sure, babe, and my cat's a descendant of Cleopatra.
William's convinced the monarchy cannot evolve while Harry and Meghan still hold titles. Amen, brother. Amen. Strip them of those titles.
Birthright don't mean squat when the palace is about to swing the axe. Harry, poor sweet delusional Harry, thinks he can fix this with nostalgia. One last teary visit to dad, a few apologies, maybe a handshake photo op for the papers. But the palace has stopped dealing in feelings. They deal in contracts now. Every lawyer knows once letters patent get rewritten, it's game over.
A massive sea change here in the United Kingdom, with Prince William now winning this huge battle for there to be an Act of Parliament introduced at Westminster to jettison not just Prince Andrew, Beatrice and Eugenie, but also Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, Archie and Lily once and for all.
And that's what Meghan's really afraid of. Not the loss of status, but the loss of leverage. Because titles are currency, and without them, she can't charge royal rate fees for self-help platitudes. Strip away HRH and Duchess, and she's just another celebrity selling scented optimism on Instagram. Meanwhile, William's camp is sipping Earl Grey and watching the meltdown unfold in real time. Because that's the beauty of quiet power. You don't have to yell when the other side is imploding on camera. But the real tragedy, Charles still thinks he can keep the peace. He doesn't see that his kindness is now a weapon being used against him. And as for Harry, he's about to find out that family loyalty expires the moment you monetize it.
We've seen Meghan continue to use her HRH despite being ordered not to do so by the late Queen Elizabeth II.
Continue to use the titles. I mean, Meghan has been commercializing the Duchess of Sussex title now for years, despite the fact she told the late Queen Elizabeth II she would never do that. And we also know she's using the HRH title in private correspondence too.
See, people keep calling this a family feud. Wrong. This is a corporate restructuring. You don't fix a bleeding brand with hugs. You fix it with a hostile takeover. William learned the hard way that compassion doesn't trend. Competence does. He's turned the monarchy into a rebrand in motion. Out with the nostalgia, in with the narrative discipline.
Won't be a revenge play by William. It's very much a reforming play.
And guess who the test audience is? It's us, the public. We're the focus group that decides who's still employable in the royal universe. So the palace feeds us scenes. William stepping out, sleeves rolled, shaking hands like a statesman in waiting. Kate radiant, resilient, symbolic. Charles pale but dignified. And nowhere, absolutely nowhere, do you see the California chapter. The silence is calculated. Every time the Sussexes launch a new podcast, the firm simply doesn't react because indifference is louder than outrage. You can't win an argument when the other side stops speaking your name. And in that silence, the reset happens. The monarchy starts to look like the grown-ups again. The tabloids shift tone. The hashtags cool off. The family reclaims its image without ever needing to explain the blood on the floor. William understands optics the way Meghan understands lighting, and he's finally using it better. The new monarchy isn't soft power, it's selective exposure. You only see what they want you to see. And right now, they want you to see a house with no freeloaders left. And that's what scares the Sussexes most. Not the punishment, the irrelevance. Because in Hollywood, obscurity is the real exile. But hold that thought, the knife hasn't even twisted yet. The palace always delivers with manners. No shouting, no spectacle, just a memo, a signature, and centuries of tradition turning into paperwork. Insiders say Williams already commissioned the drafts. A new letters patent tightening HRH eligibility to active working royals and their direct heirs. Sounds harmless, right? Except that one sentence wipes 4 names off the map. Andrew becomes a warning label. Eugenie and Beatrice fade quietly into private life. And the Sussex titles, gone faster than a Netflix renewal. Meghan will call it cruelty. William calls it quality control. Because nothing screams modern monarchy like trimming the brand until only the useful remain. Imagine the press release. In line with His Majesty's commitment to integrity and service, the Crown has approved a reform of honorary styles. Translation, we're done babysitting millionaires who hate their job. Harry will stand there, jaw clenched, realizing his brother turned sibling rivalry into constitutional reform. And Meghan, she'll probably film a close-up crying scene for her next docuseries. Left eye, single tear, perfect lighting, tragic violin, the usual. So here we are, a dying king still clinging to hope, a furious heir quietly rewriting the rulebook, and 2 ex-royals in California, watching the walls close in. What happens next isn't rumor, it's pattern. Every time the crown feels threatened, it sheds a limb to survive. Just ask Andrew. Now it's Harry and Meghan's turn. The monarchy doesn't forgive, it forgets. And the minute your usefulness runs out, so does your title. So do you think William's purge is justice or jealousy in a crown? Drop your take below, because I'm reading every comment. Then hit like, tap subscribe, and ring that bell, because this royal reset isn't finished yet, and the next headline might erase another name off the royal roster. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed my content, feel free to check out some of my other videos on the top of the screen. Until next time, stay tuned, stay safe, and stay informed. Only on Tea Time with Tina.